Yes, yes, yes. So welcome back to the Football Terrace. Thank you very much for tuning in. Smash the like button, people. Champions League football is back. Love the Champions League. Who doesn't love the champ? Arsenal fans. They don't love the Champions League, but the rest of us do. Make sure you're hitting the like button now. Let's get this past 1,000 likes, people. Before we go any, I'm not actually going to go any further now until I see the like counter, like ding, 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 ding. Start to jump up. See what I mean? See what I did there? Let's do this. Let's hit that like button, peeps. I'm looking at it, and I'm actually looking at it, see if it goes up, and then we're going to continue. Yes, we are live. Hello to my members, by the way. James LFC 5686, sorry. Football HD. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Any other members in the house? Leave your comments. Let us know. Who else is here? Football HD is here. It's just you two right now. Just you two in the just two members in the house. They've been here a while as well. Our DJ's here with us. DJ 17 is with us. I can't see that like button going up and up yet. Not gone past 100 mark yet while we're live. We're not, whatever we're on, let's double it right now. Hit that button, people. Let's go. Man United versus RB Leipzig. I literally hear people say it a different way all the time. We're just gonna call them the Germans. It's a big game tomorrow night. It's the second big game of the Champions League already for Man United, and this is going to be a tough affair. There's no doubt about it whatsoever. This season in the Bundesliga, undefeated, top of the league are RB Leipzig. They are flying without finding Timo. Since he left Leipzig, they've become a better team. Champions League semi-finalists, currently top of the German league, undefeated, as I say. And what is really impressive domestically from them, just 3 goals conceded across their 5 games this season. Impeccable start to the season, difficult to break down. And they do have one of the very best managers in world football in Julian Nagelsmann. They truly, truly do. I'm nervous about playing them tomorrow night at Old Trafford. Our home record has not been particularly great at all. But on a side note, and in some positive news, it does appear that Donny van der Beek's been a big focus over the last 3 or 4 days. It's a great tweet I read today, actually, and it really made me laugh. Let me just read out this tweet as well. We're going to get onto Donny van der Beek a bit later. Take your calls on this. And it said here, so many people are hypocrites when it comes to Donny van der Beek. He says, I remember seeing many people saying he's going to be a great bench player for Man United. And I said that as well. He says, but now that he's on the bench, everyone is outraged, and so am I. He will get his chance. He's been here for like less than 10 games. We just all need to relax. And it's the best comment. It's the best comment I've heard about all of this. It's true. But Ollie has spoke about Van der Beek today in the press conference. Ollie has said that he is going to play a big part this season. He goes, I know at the moment the topic is Donny van der Beek, but he is going to play. He said, he has spoke about him. I mean, even Scott McTominay is getting rubbish today because Scott McTominay praised him and spoke about him as well. Fans are very, very weird at this moment in time. Julian Nagelsmann has spoken about us as well and about Manchester United. First time Leipzig are going to play Man United as well in a competitive game. So there's so much riding on this game in so many ways. I'm excited about it. We're going to delve into your calls in a few moments as well. I'm going to give you my preferred starting lineup. I want to hear yours in the comment sections. I want your predictions and everything else that goes along with it. But before that, people, make sure you go and sign up to our mailing list and our brand new newsletter. That is going to be starting at the end of this week, the first round of the newsletter coming out. The link is in our description below. It takes you literally a minute now to go and sign up to that. Go and get that done. Very important. By the way, we did send you all an email today, and only 200. I actually looked at this, so I'm going to call you out on this one, people. You guys are signed up to it, but we sent it out this morning. Over 1,000 emails sent, and only about 400 people have opened them so far. So go and check your damn emails. You probably had one from us. Make sure you go and open it and get that done and click on the link on that as well. Please, people. James here says Donny van der Bench. It's pretty good. It's not bad banter. Billy Royston here, one of my members, says, got you on the TV at home, bro, making the whole family listen at dinner. I hope you're all enjoying your dinner, Billy's family. And thank you for listening to my mildly annoying voice while you're all sitting there eating. What are you eating for dinner? It better be something good. What are you eating for dinner? Let me know, Billy boy. Let me know. Tyrone here of a super chat says, I like what I'm seeing from Ollie at the moment. I need him to keep his job so Man United stay a bit crap and don't win everything. Thank you, Tyrone. Thank you, Tyrone. Mr. Reddy here says, I didn't receive some emails. Check your junk folder. A lot of these emails might end up in your junk folder until you let them know that it's okay to receive them. So go check your junk folders. That may be where some of these emails find themselves. Monsieur Ahmed says, man, like Terry, thank you. Rating Bugs, another member of ours, says United should try Van der Beek and Fernandes with a holding midfielder and a 4-3-3. I would love to see that. Like, genuinely, I'd love to see that. No doubt about it. I'd love to see it. I really, really would. But there we go. On Donny van der Beek, let's keep the subject on him for a moment here. As I say, a lot has been said about him in relation to starting. I want to go through some of Ollie's comments on him today that have been said here. So he come out and said that what is it he said here? He said, right, so this is Ollie's comments. It's nice that some players and commentators have it's nice for some players and commentators to have a little go, but you have to know that you don't have to start the first 3 games to be a very important player in the squad. He, as in Donny van der Beek, is going to be important. Don't worry about that. When Donny van der Beek has played, he has played very well. It says a lot about our depth of quality in the squad that we don't have to use him every single game. It also says everything about our ambitions. Because when it comes, when players come into the new team in a new league, it's always going to be a time that always going to take time for Donny van der Beek to adapt. And I've already mentioned his final comment, which was Donny van der Beek is going to play a big part this year. And I think Ollie's absolutely right. There has been a huge overreaction to Donny not being in the starting lineup so early on. And I'm just, I hope he plays against Leipzig. I get the feeling he's going to start tomorrow night against Leipzig. I think Ollie's going to do that. I think Ollie's going to give him a good run out. And that'll be important, and we'll delve into that a little bit later. Nagelsmann himself has spoken about Manchester United, and I love Nagelsmann. I think he's going to be the future Man United manager, or I'd love him to be. Some of his comments today are, we know that their Man United start was not good, but at the end, they are one of the biggest clubs in the world, a big name in European football in the Champions League. So Sir Alex Ferguson had a lot and very successful time at Man United. So it was also interesting to watch him, what he changed from one season to the next. He goes on to talk about, he goes, I watched nearly every game of Man United for 10 years when I was younger, a younger guy and a player. He says, I've never played at Old Trafford or been there. It's a great experience. I've watched a lot of games at the Theatre of Dreams and of Man United on the television. Now to be a part of that stadium is perfect. So pretty much everything that Nagelsmann's saying about Man United is really, really respectful as well. But trust me, Julian Nagelsmann is one of the future dons of management in European football. We've got to watch out for them tomorrow. As I said at the top of this video, banging form, top of the Bundesliga, impeccable start to their Champions League campaign, Champions League semi-finalists from last year. This is no walk in the park. This is no doddle for Manchester United. I want your views. I want your opinions. Sky plans are now open, so get your calls into us. Let's delve in and do some member comments here. United will win tomorrow. They seem to have upped their game for the Champions League. I do hope that's true. Don here, another member, says Julian is a Chelsea fan. He'll manage Man United, bro. Mr. Reddy says Nagelsmann and Upamecano audition tomorrow night. This could be true. Hello to Andrew Young. Hope you're well. Alan Hawkins, one of our members here, says, Terry, you're a funny guy. I love watching you. I appreciate that, Alan. Not many people call me funny, but I'm glad you have. Monsieur Ahmed here of a super chat says, can United afford to do what Liverpool did? Slowly integrate the players and then play them consistently. Oh, Man United can afford to do it. There's no doubt. The players, the fans, sorry, have just got to learn to be a little bit more patient. That would be my view in relation to that. Football HD says, I'm not feeling confident. It's okay. Terry, would you take a draw? No, not at home. At home in the Champions League, I expect to win. So I expect Man United to win tomorrow night. My expectations are of a win. However, context is always important when it comes to reviewing the game. If Leipzig turn up and they are absolutely phenomenal and we get a draw, you might look at it and go, done well to get a draw out of that game. But I expect us to go out there and win. I expect Man United to go out there and be the aggressors at the right time. That doesn't mean we go hell for leather from the moment the first ball is kicked. That's stupidity. I don't want us playing stupid football. I want us playing sensible football like we did against Chelsea, PSG, and Newcastle. Sensible, composed, competent football. Each of those games been so much better from a structural point of view and have led to us being a much better outfit than in our opening 3 or 4 games. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. Joshy here, one of our members, says Van der Beek and Fred in the midfield pivot for the weekend, considering McTominay will start tomorrow. Yes, well, McTominay is definitely going to start because he's been in the press conference. It's normally what happens. The manager will pick a player that's going to start. I hope Van der Beek plays. Maybe it's an interesting one because Martial is probably going to play. He's got to keep himself fit. He'll be returning to the Premier League pretty soon. Maybe it's a good opportunity for Rashford to start on the bench. Maybe start Cavani as a central striker. Maybe you start Donny, Van der Beek and Martial either side of the striker. You can have Bruno start the game and then have Fred and McTominay holding. That's an option that maybe United could go for. But I want your views and opinions on that in terms of who you think is going to start this game. Let's do some more of your comments here. Ranting Bugs says the whole reaction was on the basis that whether he is needed at the club, he seems to be a panic buyer, hence the reaction. But if he's a panic, well, that isn't really what it is. The outrage from Man United fans has been, why is Donny not playing? And if it's because he's a panic buyer and because Ollie didn't want him, then there should be no outrage at Ollie. But there isn't. The outrage is, why is he not playing him? He's one of our best players. It's ridiculous that he didn't come onto the field to play. But if because he's a panic buyer, that would make sense. That would vindicate Ollie. I'm not sure. I'm not sure, bro. I'm not sure. Nusike here, one of our members, says, I don't think it's anti-Man United to question Ollie's tactics and lineup. We should be playing a formation that takes advantage of where we have the most talent, strikers and attacking midfielders. And we do. But the point I would say is this. I've always spoke about Ollie since the media and Man United fans went after Ollie after back-to-back defeats to Liverpool and Burnley. And where his win percentage was at 39%, we demanded improvement. Since then, the improvements have been impeccable. 70+% win ratio. Yes, we can criticize, but where's the balance? Where's the fairness in our criticism? That's what I would ask of people. Let's do a few more of your comments before we open up. The Skype lines are open. Give us a call. Itest says it's time to go. Come on, Itest. If you're gonna say it's time to go, at least have your own catchphrase, bro. Stop plagiarizing. Stop plagiarizing, man like Claude. Billy here says, I'm a Chelsea fan, by the way, bro, on this channel. You are probs the only United fan I like. P.S. Can you tell Prime to stop the Stevie Wonder look, please? I'll pass that message on if man like Prime isn't watching. We've got our first caller today. Welcome to the Football Terrace. What's your name and who do you support?
Yeah, hi, Terry. And this is Ranting Bucks, and I support Liverpool.
Lovely. Yeah, what do you want to say, my friend?
So, related to United that you were discussing, so I just felt that, considering Van de Beek, I suppose he is surplus to the requirements as of now. But if you consider, if you want to move ahead, I think you should see ahead of Pogba. You should consider benching Pogba and start with Van de Beek and Fernandes with a holding midfield and go with a 4-3-3 formation with Rashford on the left, a center striker, and probably Daniel James or Mason Greenwood on the right. That way, it would be because with RB Leipzig, it's like they like to counter press, and when they like to counter press, United can also press from the front with Rashford and players with energy like energetic players like Van de Beek and Fernandes. Because with Pogba, he's too lethargic for these type of games. It is what my personal opinion is.
There we go, mate. Listen, I appreciate you phoning the show. Thank you very much, my friend, and also for being a member of the Football Terrace. That means a great deal to us. It truly does. A bit warm. I'm going to take this off. Paul Pogba, should he start or should he not? I'd love people's views and I'd love people's opinions on that. I really would. Just put this is one of the biggest necks on a jumper a t-shirt I've ever had in my life. There we go. We've got Mr. Ahmed on the show next. Ahmed, welcome to the channel. What do you want to say, bro? Hello, Ahmed. He didn't speak. I'm not too sure why he didn't speak. Next up, we've got Rakesh on the show. Rakesh, welcome back to the channel. What do you want to say, my friend? Hello? Can't hear him either. Very strange. I'm not too sure. I can't hear anybody. Kish, are you there?
Yeah, hello.
Lovely. So we have got sound now. Great. Kish, welcome back to the Football Terrace. What's on your mind, mate? What do you want to say?
Yeah, just about this Donny van de Beek issue, Terry. I think it's just an overreaction from fans and the media. I think in any professional sports, when you do acquire a player, if it's a star player, automatically they would work in based on the ability of them and what they've done at the club that they're coming from. But in the Donny van de Beek situation, I think he's an exceptional player, but I think he just has to work his way into the United squad. And I mean, Oli, he's the one in the training session with the different coaches, and if he sees fit that maybe he's not training properly or he's not worthy of a start, then it shouldn't be a problem. You know, you look at Fred and McTominay from the Newcastle game in the role that Oli has been playing them in. They've performed exceptionally well, especially in the PSG game. I think going forward, though, he will get his chance in the team, and against RB Leipzig tomorrow, probably he'll get his start with maybe Paul Pogba going back into the team because, you know, we have a big game against Arsenal on the weekend, and maybe Oli would be looking to switch it up and maybe throw one of them in.
No, I agree. I think there's one element that's definitely been missing by Manchester United fans is this view of, let's get, you know, if we have a good season this year, we're going to play nigh on 50 games. But it's the fact that it's a shortened season. So we've got a game tomorrow, a game Sunday, a game Tuesday, a game Saturday. Then it's the international break. And then after that, United, as long as we stay in the League Cup, are pretty much going to have a game twice a week for 3 months. Almost twice a week for 3 months, Man United are going to keep playing football. And what makes me laugh is how people kicked off at Oli for not rotating enough and resting players enough after lockdown when there was a lot of games. Yeah. And now that he is rotating and that he's not always bringing on people's favorite players, people are kicking off and crying about it. And I think for me, that's because people want Oli to fail. That's because you have fake Man United fans like iTest that know almost nothing about football in the grand scheme of things, that just want Oli to fail. So if Oli's not rotating, he's a stupid manager for not rotating. When he is rotating, he's a stupid manager because he doesn't know his best starting lineup. Whatever Oli does, you know, you're conceding too many goals, Oli, you're rubbish. He stopped conceding goals. That's because he's sacrificing the attack. No, he's winning games, but it's the players that are doing it on individual merit as opposed to a team system. Whatever Oli does, these people are going to be on his back. And I think we as fans just need to prepare ourselves for that because, you know, we could win the Champions League and what they'll come out and do is say that, yeah, but we got lucky. The other teams were poor this season. Oli has finessed it. It doesn't matter what Oli achieves. These people, we had people phone the show after we beat Paris Saint-Germain and say, yeah, but Thomas Tuchel got his tactics wrong.
It's, as I said, Terry, it's the element of wanting him to fail just to prove a point, you know, and, you know, no matter what this guy does, if it goes from conceding 3 goals against Crystal Palace to 6 to Spurs, and he kind of switches it to go a bit more defensive and solidify things, even when we don't concede against Chelsea and we concede 1 against Newcastle and PSG didn't outplay us, it's still a problem for fans, you know?
Mm-hmm. No, I totally agree. Oh, hello. 1 second, people. Hello, what you got there? Pumpkin?
Yeah. Nursery.
What's that? Oh, is that pumpkin?
Nursery.
You make it in the nursery. Let me see. Oh, look. Can I show everybody? Yeah. Can I have a kiss, please?
No.
Hello? Can I have a kiss?
Nursery.
Yes, can I have a kiss, though?
Hello.
You can say hello.
Hi.
Say hello, everyone.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah. Right, you can say bye-bye. Say bye in there.
Bye-bye.
All right, I'll see you in a minute. Mwah. All right, there, be careful. The wires don't fall over. See you in a minute.
No.
Bye-bye. See you soon. There's a comment here, a super chat here from Cameron Lowe who says, Van der Beek says, I'm starting from 0. People need to chill. Is that an actual quote, Cameron, from Van der Beek? I'd love to know whether it is. Kish, thank you very much for calling the show, mate. I really do appreciate it a lot. Thank you, my friend. Next up on the show, we have Amir Iqbal. Amir, welcome back, my friend. Donny van der Beek set to start this game. Are you excited about the prospect of seeing him in a Man United shirt? like starting a big game?
I'm over the moon, but I want to say, just before I go on to talk about Donny van de Beek on this game, Terry, I watched your video the other day, the one that you did when you were being exceedingly sarcastic. I just want to say props to you, man. Honestly, mad applause, because that video was quality. Absolute top.
Mate,
top
it's
notch.
what I loved about that video is the amount of people that didn't have messaged me going, I watched it, I turned off. One guy said I unsubscribed, and then I tweeted about it, and someone said, no, go back and watch it to the end. And he goes, I watched it to the end, and I couldn't actually believe how you'd suckered me in. And I'm like, but when you listen to it, it shows how stupid people's rationale is. And like I just said there, right, this would be eye test. If we win the Champions League and the Premier League double this year, eye test will just say it's because all the other managers and all the other teams are rubbish. We flopped. We won it by default. We should have an asterisk next to our name. That's what these men will do. There's nothing. If you turn around to them and said, if Ollie wins 80% of his games, would you be happy? They'll still say no. They're absolute charlatans. They're fake Man United fans. They're not real. They're not worth taking seriously. But yeah, give me your thoughts on tomorrow night's game, bro.
So yeah, I think it's going to be a very tough test. I think people are underestimating this team because they're not got much Champions League pedigree. They're not a big famous club like your Bayerns or even your Dortmunds, your Barca's, your Real Madrid. They don't have that same weight in the name. So I think people just look at it and think Leipzig, we should have a walk in the park. It'll be like a Midtjylland or one of them kind of teams. In reality, it's really, really not. People don't even know who their manager is in terms of how astute he is in terms of his tactics and how meticulous he is with every little detail of the game. The guy is absolutely on another level in comparison to every other manager I've come across anyway. So I think it's going to be a very, very tough challenge. I don't doubt for a second he's been studying our game, studying how we play. He's going to know for a fact that we're going to play two in the midfield, just trying to block him off with the Fred and McTominay. I think he's expecting that as well. Completely honest, I don't watch much of Leipzig, so I don't know exactly what their philosophy and style is, but I'm almost certain that a manager of his tactical astuteness will adapt to us and find a way to exploit our weaknesses. And they are the fact that... Oh, sorry. Yeah, they're going to exploit our tactical weaknesses, and that's going to be basically noticing that we're not going to play with the ball, we're going to try to sit back and counter. And I think he's going to try to do the same thing, as opposed to, say, relinquish the possession, say, United, you have it and see what you can do. And with McTominay and Fred, yes, they are great ballers and they've got a lot of tenacity about them, but they're not the most technically gifted ballers on the ball. So I think that's going to be an issue for us in the middle. Van de Beek, though, I think he's going to have a good game, hopefully, and I'm looking forward to see what he can produce.
Yeah. Yeah, no, listen, I agree. I mean, they are going to try and maybe Ollie's going to throw a little change. Maybe McTominay starts with Van der Beek and Bruno as an example. I think there could be something, there's going to be something that he's going to do in this game that's a little bit different. We have a super chat here from Jamar who says Klopp would try PP and Van der Beek as false nines. Ollie is inept. Bro, listen, I know he's had injuries, but it's not like he's... Look at the way Naby Keita and Fabinho were introduced to the Liverpool team. And the only reason that, on a real level, that Naby hasn't really kicked on is because of injury problems. But it took Fabinho about 3 months until he started starting games on a regular basis. And some players come into a team straight away and they're played from the outset. Others take time to be bedded in. Like when we signed Nemanja Vidic and Patrice Evra, it was a 6 to 12 month period before we embedded them. And the only difference between this era and when we signed them in like 06, 07, the 05, 06 season is people knew less about European football because the internet and social media wasn't as prevalent as it is now. Like Nemanja Vidic, I remember when he signed, I remember reading an article and we're talking about this is one of the most sought after defenders in Europe. Go back to that time and look who was looking to buy him. All the top clubs. Evra was the same. All the top clubs were looking at him. We didn't just sign two random... We used to, I think one thing we don't lie about this. One thing we often give Fergie credit for, which it was an era thing rather than a Fergie thing, is we seemed to sign a lot of players out of obscurity. The difference is that information wasn't shared as readily as it is now. I read a statistic once that every day now, enough data is consumed on the internet that eclipses the amount of data that was accumulated up to something like 2010. So every bit of data in the history of mankind from 2010 backwards doesn't total the amount of data created per day now. So
yeah, we live in a global society.
Yeah, exactly. So it's one of those things for me. I'm really happy for Van der Beek to be slowly bled into this team. It shows people lack history. It shows people lack understanding. It shows people have no football knowledge when they just say, should be playing him straight away. Well, it doesn't always work like that. It often takes time for these players to be embedded in. But bro, I appreciate your call as ever. Go on, mate. Go on.
Do you not think it's kind of ironic as well how everyone's the guy who's like talking all this crap on Sky Sports? And if you recall correctly, because please correct me if my memory is serving me wrong, but I don't remember ever having a great start to his United career. I remember Fergie freaking pulling him over in half time and having a good word with him, saying, freaking out, what the heck was this kind of shit, and pulling him off.
He's first, even at the start of I want to say he signed in the 05-06 season. Even at the start of the 06-07 season, he wasn't a regular in our team. It took him about a year to settle. And I'm just relaxed about it. We know how good Donny van de Beek is. By the way, we knew how good Patrice Evra was when he signed for Manchester United. It just takes some people time. Every now and then you get a Donny. Sorry, every now and then you get a Bruno who comes straight in and kills it. You really do. You know, sometimes you get players like Igalos that come in and they're excellent in their first 5 to 10 games and then they slowly drift away. Other times you get people that come in that might take 3 months, 6 months, 9 months to integrate themselves into the team. But listen, Amir, thank you for ever so much for coming on, mate. Chat to you again soon. Thank you. Next up on the show, we have eye test. Before we jump into eye test call, hit the like button, people, right now. Smash that like button. Please do us a big favor and sign up to our mailing list and our newsletter right now. The link is in our description below to get that done. We need your support with it. Over 2,219 people have signed up in the last 4 days, which is absolutely out this world. And when I tell you we've got something big in the pipeline for the Football Terrace, we had a meeting today. This is stratosphere stuff. The mail list is going to be imperative for us moving forward. So please go and sign up to that right about now. Hit that like and share. But next up, we have the fakest, deadest Man United fan. The fakest, that ain't the right word. The most fake Man United fan I've ever come across in my life. He hates Manchester United. He hates Ollie. His football opinion changes like the weather. It's man like eye test. What you saying?
Yes, I wanted to address the Donny van de Beek situation. I heard you talking about it.
Let me address one thing. It's Donny, his surname's Beek. It's pronounced Bake, like bake a cake. But continue, please.
Okay, so Beek, yeah, I think he wasn't a priority. I don't think he was needed. I'm not saying he's a bad player because obviously he's a very good player. But my issue with his signing is that I don't think it was needed. I think we needed a CDM more. I think a first team CDM. I think we needed a centre back more. I think we needed the right winger more, and I think we needed a striker more. Yeah. And Van der Beek would have been a very good signing if we got these
I think that's a fair point, and we went through that in the summer. But again, this is where you've got to look at the people that you love defending, the Glazers and the board. It was a lot of rumors this wasn't Ollie's choice. Ollie didn't want him. They said this is what you're getting. So do you feel sorry for Ollie in that way, that he was given a player that he didn't request and didn't want?
I don't know if he wanted him. How am I meant to know if Ollie wanted him? But I'm just saying, whoever made that decision, I don't think it was the right decision to get Donny van der Beek and prioritize him.
Well, when you listen to a lot of what the experts have said in terms of the experts in relation to the transfer elements, a lot of them have said that he wasn't somebody who was a first choice of Ollie. It was much further down the pecking order. A centre-back, as you've mentioned, a right-sided attacker were bigger priorities to him, and the club didn't deliver on that. So Ollie agreed with you. So if you know about football and you and Ollie both wanted the same number one targets, what does that say about you if you think Ollie's stupid and doesn't know anything about football?
Oh, to be honest, I don't give a damn about what Ollie wants. I don't feel sorry that he didn't get his targets because I don't think he should be the manager in the first place.
Yeah,
but I'm just saying.
But that don't make sense, because if you think we've bought the wrong players, why would you not have any sympathy for Ollie if he thinks the same as you? Because his list actually marries with what you think the club should have. Do you not have any sympathy for him because we didn't buy the players that are needed?
Because even if we got this right place for him, I still don't trust Ollie. If we got the right place for him, I don't trust him to build this team to where it needs to be. So for me, I'm saying it for the team. I think for us long term, we needed a CDM, a centre back, and wingers and a striker more than a Donny van der Beek. for the next manager. I don't really
Yeah, but of
care
course,
about
if Oli doesn't get the targets that he wants and can't build the team in his image, he is more likely to fail. Do you think it's a good thing for him to fail because it will mean he'll move on sooner rather than later?
For me, I think he would fail either way.
Yeah, but that isn't my point.
Me,
But that isn't my point.
looking at-
But do you want to answer my question? Do you want him to fail so he gets sacked sooner? Like, would you rather lose the next 2 games and then he gets sacked after Arsenal, or would you rather he wins them and goes on to have a good season as Man United manager? What would you prefer?
Of course, I'd rather him win and do well. Because listen, I think you think I have an agenda against Oli.
Yes.
But I think you forget. I was the one who made you Oli in.
No, you didn't.
I could bring up the clips right now.
No, you didn't. You didn't make me Oli in.
But it will take me.
No.
Yes,
Hang on. That's a lie. That's a lie. I'm not Oli in either. So don't lie about me.
Okay.
I'm not Oli. I'm not Oli in.
Okay, but
I'm not Oli in. I'm not Oli out.
Okay,
I don't subscribe to either of those weird cults. Neither. Never have.
okay. Anyway, either way, I remember this time last year I called in, and that was back when I was Oli in. I have no agenda against Oli. Yeah, I gave him a chance. Yeah, I was Oli in. I was a supporter of Oli. I called in and when you was Oli out, I was saying, give Oli time. Give Oli time let's see what he does when Pogba comes back from injury.
Yes.
Let's see what happens.
And he did do. And do you know what's interesting? And you're right about that. When Pogba came back from injury and he signed Bruno Fernandes, since those 2 things have happened, 32 games have passed, which is nearly a whole season. He has the best win percentage ratio in the Premier League, and it's above the win percentage of both Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola's times at Liverpool and Man City, respectively. So since those 2 things, the improvement in Manchester United has been absolutely impeccable. And you pull on such a great point there, I test. It was people were telling me when I was saying Oli isn't good enough and I think he's got to go, he's lost it. People told me, Terry, wait for him to get more of his players in. Let's wait and see what happens when Bruno Fernandes comes in. Let's wait and see what happens when Rashford is back fit. Let's wait and see what happens when Pogba returns. And where I hit the peak of not wanting Oli to stay was after our back-to-back defeats to Liverpool and Burnley, when his win percentage as the Man United manager was at 39%. And I'm just sitting there going, that's nowhere near good enough even for somebody rebuilding. And everybody said, including people like you, give him more time, wait for those players to come back and see what happens. Then what happened? We go on a 31, 32 game period where he has the most superior win ratio in the league. And not just superior to, not that he's on 50% and everyone else is lower, 70%, which means we are now winning 7 of every 10 games we play. So based on your own logic of waiting for Paul Pogba to come back, and we're now winning at a rate greater than that of Pep Guardiola at Man City, why would you not be happy with him?
Okay, my response to that is what you're looking at is results now, yeah? And I cannot deny, ever since Paul Pogba's come back and we've got Bruno, yeah, the win percentage has been good. But what I'm looking at is what he's building for the future. I'm looking at the long-term vision. And with Oli, ever since he's joined, I haven't seen him, yeah, stick to one philosophy and build on that. Let me explain. When he first came in, you saw him use the 4-3-3, yeah? And Pogba was the main man in the midfield. McTominay, no, it was Matic and Herrera. They cleaned up. He used the pressing system. And then he abandoned that. Then the season after, yeah? And he started to use he started to use a counter-attacking system. He didn't press anymore, yeah? And he started to use a counter-attacking system, completely changed the system, yeah? And then when Pogba came back from injury, yeah, and we got Bruno, he changed the system again. Then we started to attack a little bit more, yeah? And now he's changed the system again. And now he's using Fred and McTominay, yeah, in a double pivot, and he's playing more defensive now. So my issue with Oli is that he has, ever since he's joined, I haven't seen him stick to a philosophy and build on it. What I want from Oli is for him to stick to a philosophy and build on it. Like for example, Klopp. Yeah, he plays.
Well. Hang on. On Klopp.
doing.
On Klopp. Klopp's a better manager than Ollie. There's no doubt about it. The way Liverpool played football this last 2.5 years when they started winning trophies was very different from the first couple of years when they had the worst when they had the worst win. Sorry, when they were the worst team in Europe, including like League One, League Two teams for dropping points from winning positions. So Klopp very much changed his system and style. I don't think Ollie has switched things around as much as you have said that he has. He certainly started off with a 4-3-3. Then he's been at 4-2-3-1 now for about 18 months or so, and it stayed the same. We've always played counter-attack football against teams of similar quality and perceived better than us, which I think is a sensible thing to do. And by the way, Fergie did that for many, many years. So that doesn't bother me in any way, shape, or form. Are there still areas for him to get better at? Absolutely. Am I overly concerned about him having a style of football that becomes famous, a tiki-taka or doing some kind of, some weird German word before the word press? Not overly. For me, because you know why I'm not worried about that, eye test, is because that becomes about personal preference. And something I've had an epiphany over in recent weeks is personal preference is overrated when it comes to debating football. And what I mean by that, if me and you are debating who we think the best player in the world is, that's cool. It doesn't matter. When it comes to a fan base supporting a team, do you know we could take 100 Man United fans and ask them 5 questions. What's your favorite? How do you want the team to play? Who should start most games? What time of the game should substitutions happen? How should the manager conduct himself on the sidelines? And what should the manager do and not do in a press conference? Right? See, those are the 5.
My issue.
One second. Let me finish my point. Those 5 areas are the big areas in which United fans kick off about, like how we play, who starts, when the substitutions are made, whether Ollie sits down or stands up on the sidelines, or what he says in interviews or press conferences. But if you asked 100 United fans, 1,000 United fans, 100,000 United fans, how they would like it to be done, you could get sort of 100, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, 100,000 different answers. So it becomes impossible to set a standard if everybody has different standards. So what we now need to start looking at is what level of games won out of 10, out of 20, out of 30, whatever it may be, are we just going to turn around and go, do you know what? That is acceptable, and it's going to make me get behind my manager, because otherwise you might be happy with the next coach that comes in, bro, because something about he might be flamboyant, he might talk better, you might prefer he's aesthetically the way he plays football. But what if his win percentage is 10% less than Ollie's? I still think you'll defend it because you'll say, yeah, but there's style. And that's what happens when it comes to personal preference, because there could be 2 ladies walk into a room. I might think Lady A is the most beautiful woman in the world. You think Lady B is the most beautiful in the world. We can debate it for a month. It doesn't mean I'm going to change your mind or vice versa. What the football manager should be assessed on is how many games out of 10 is he winning? So let me ask you this question, and I don't want nuance. I don't want to hear about football philosophy, style, and he sits too long on the bench. Out of every 10 games we play, what's an acceptable win percentage for Ollie that will make you get behind him? Because he's winning 7 out of 10 at the moment for the last 31 games. How much better does he need to do than that for you to support him and back him as a manager and just talk respectfully about him?
Mine is just, like I said earlier, not really to do with results now. Just build something, yeah? Give me something to buy into so that I could say in the future.
So you don't care about how many, but so you don't care. No, but I don't understand that. I get that isn't the question that you want to. Do you know that when Man United fans were calling for Sir Alex Ferguson to be sacked, it's because they couldn't see what he was building. Ollie's never going to tell you or show you what he's building for the future. It's one of those things that just suddenly you're going to go, oh, there it is. Like Jurgen Klopp did to us. Liverpool fans, some said they saw it. A lot of Liverpool fans I know were like, I didn't see us. The improvement after Van Dijk came in was palpable. And these things can click. Let me ask this question again to you. How many games out of 10 does Ollie have to win, okay, for you to get behind him and support him and say, I'm going to back him, and not just say I'll support him today and then we lose in 5 games time and you say, that's it, I'm done. I mean, totally get behind him. What's the win percentage got to be?
Minimum 6 out of 10. Yeah, but I want to see, something that I could buy into. Yeah, something that will tell me this can go somewhere in the future. You can't just have a 6 out of 10, but I don't buy into what you're doing. I don't believe in it.
Yeah, but that
And
no,
let me respond
and
to
that's
what you
cool.
were
Yeah,
saying
but I
earlier.
disagree with you. I disagree because that's you going on personal preference again, and your personal preference is irrelevant.
I wanted
Your
to
personal
respond to
preference
that.
is
I wanted
irrelevant
to respond to that.
because he could have. What if he
I
has a
want-
90% win ratio, right? The best in the world.
Yes, that's
But
fine.
no.
Thank you.
But you still can't see what he's trying to build. You may never be able to see it because
No,
you don't like it. You don't
wanna
want to
talk
see
about-
it. It's got to be
I
based
wanna-
on results, bro.
I wanna
Listen,
respond-
I test. You're a great guy. Love having you on the show. Thank you very much, as ever. Next up on the show, we've got Russell with us. First of all, LFC Rants, thank you for becoming a legend member of the Football Terrace. Let me tell you something about the members here. We're going into the last 15 minutes of the show here. So the last 15 minutes of all live shows, we're going to go member chat only. Member chat only for the last 15 minutes of live streams. Excuse me, as an honor to them. But also on the new website we're having built, we're going to have a Hall of Fame and Legends page. And all the names and photos, if you share them with us, of all of our legends and first team members and the big super chat contributors are going to be added to that as a homage and as a thank you to everything you have done for me personally and everything you've done for the Football Terrace. As we get bigger and better, we need to make sure that we're respecting you as much as we can and we're not forgetting where we've come from. We do not want to lose this sense of fandom. We care about you. You're the most important element of this channel. There's no doubt. So thank you, LFC Rants, for signing up. Mark Hanley here says, Tez, I fear Ollie is going to do the McTominay Fred thing again. Donny's still waiting on the bench. The press panning to his face in the last 10 minutes. Well, Mark, that will only catch fire if Man United are not winning. If Man United are winning at that point, it really won't become an issue, in my opinion. So if United are winning the game, then it's all good. It's genuinely all good. Smash that like button for me, please, ladies and gentlemen. Man United Leipzig preview. What we're about to do here, we're switching to member-only chat for you all right now. A big thank you to all of our members. You can become a member for as little as 99p per month. That's all it will cost you. All you have to do now is click on the join button in the comments, in the description below. Up next, we've got Russell on the show. Russell, what do you want to say, mate?
Hi, Terry.
Hello, bro. What do you want to say?
So straight into it, I totally disagree with Itis. We're actually in the same Discord group, and I keep telling him that you can't just say that Ollie keeps switching formations and spit it out like it's a fact, which is not true. Because if you look at Ollie when he came in, he started with the 4-3-3. Yes, that's true. But since last season, the first game against Chelsea, what we saw was 4-2-3-1, McTominay and Pogba. And he played that until he was ravaged with injuries. Or not him, but the team was ravaged with injuries. We didn't have Paul Pogba. We didn't have Martial for a big part of those games. That's why we saw a front two of Daniel James and Marcus Rashford. So there were mitigating factors as to why Ollie bleeds that to at the back. So this idea that Ollie's clueless and he just switches between one formation and the other, I totally disagree with it. As a United fan who watches the games and thinks, okay, he had a reason to play a 4-3-3 in this game, and in this game he didn't have a reason because he didn't have the tools to do it. Everyone said French, but he was supposed to continue his formation, even though we didn't have the tools to do it. But that aside, going to this Leipzig game, again, I'm in the minority here. I think we're going to top the group. I see people giving all these managers, flowers. He's great. Thomas Tuchel, Nagelsmann, and they're good managers. But Ollie has set down every manager lover boy that has been presented to us. You talk from Frank Lampard to Pep Guardiola, home and away, to Thomas Tuchel himself. And now the new guy is Nagelsmann. And he's a good coach. But where's the United fans standing up for Ollie here and saying, look, this guy has set down every lover boy that has been presented to us as the new best thing.
No, and you know what, Russell, I understand your train of thought there, and it's what everybody knows. I'm not sure whether Ollie is good enough to make us Premier League champions, as an example. I feel he is trying to build something. He's trying to restructure things, cultural as well as everything else. But he's obviously fighting a losing battle with our owners. So as I've said, I'm just going to get behind whatever manager's in charge of the club, and hope and pray they can do the best job sort of imaginable. I think people like Ites, as you say, he's been on the show with Danny, Neeks, everybody that's defended Ollie, And these people present ideas, theories, things that they've seen, and he just denounces all of it. And the irony in what he said, and obviously you were listening, is a year ago he was telling me I was wrong for being Ollie out. Not that I put myself in the Ollie out category because I wasn't abusing Ollie, but I just didn't think he was good enough. And all the things he told me to wait for have come to fruition. We'll get better when we sign Bruno and when we bring back Pogba and Rashford. We have become better. In fact, our win percentage is amazing. Our win percentage is actually 10% above what he wants us to achieve, but yet he doesn't back Ollie anymore. And that's because some popular people on social media have said that Ollie isn't the right guy. And it's as simple as that as far as I'm concerned. But listen, Russell, I appreciate you coming on, having your say, mate. Thank you as ever. I appreciate that, bro. LFC Sonny, thank you for signing up and becoming an Academy member of the Football Terrace. Let's do some of your member comments here. AK says, hi, guys. It's been a while. Did you miss me? Always missed you, bro. Always missed you, bro. Baz1 here says, if Ollie didn't make changes, ITES would criticize him as well. Exactly. If he hadn't changed his philosophy, oh, why is he's sticking to one philosophy? We're going to get found out quicker. Rare. Of course he would. Absolutely. Shane 10 here says, what players from Leipzig are you afraid of? In my opinion, it's Lukaku, because he's one of the best creative players in the Bundesliga. Yeah, look, when I look at their team, when I look at their squad, I was looking at a little bit earlier. Obviously, you've got to look at goal scorers and things like that. So I'm looking at Leipzig's squad here. When I look at their squad here and I think about their goal scorers, really spread out. Emil Forsberg is a player we've all heard of. Obviously, there's Paulson. We saw play against England the other day. Decent and of course talented player in relation to that. You've got the lad. Is it Marcel Sabitzer? I think it's pronounced. He's quality. Like, he's a worry for me, no doubt. Aaron LFC here says, keep Ollie for 4 more years. Cheers, Aaron. Billy here says, as a Chelsea fan, I don't get what most United fans are expecting from Ollie. When he bought in Bruno, United were one of the most informed teams. Sticker book fans, I hear that. Thank you very much to Sir Alex Ferguson here for upgrading his membership to first team member. That means a great deal to us. And a big thank you to TTX Productions for becoming long-term viewer. TTX Productions, not seen you in a while actually, for becoming an Academy member of the Football Terrace. It means a great deal. Anish here says, do you think McTominay needs/deserves a rest? This will be his 4th match in 10 days. He's fine. Neil here says, United play tomorrow. Absolutely. Stefan says, our plan in the big games is to play like Burnley with top-class players. How is that brilliant? Counter-attack football in big games? I just remember doing that half the time with Fergie. It's fine. I've got no issue. My want is to win matches. Neil here says, what's up, lads? Love the stream. Thank you, Neil. I appreciate that. Mark here says, what's up? Now you're talking to each other in that one. So Alex here, one of our brand new upgraded members, says, what do you think of a 4-3-3 with Donny, Holding and Pogba and Bruno as 8s? I don't know what I feel about that. I think Leipzig would be the wrong game. I think Arsenal would be the wrong game. Maybe try that against Istanbul and see how that works. Next up on the show, we've got My Stalker Safes in the house. What you saying, bro?
Well, somebody just stole my idea. That's why I called you just now.
Someone stole your idea?
Yes, I'm playing Van der Beek, Bruno and Pogba against Arsenal, and the game with tomorrow. I believe having 3 creative players in midfield with Rashford, Marcel and Greenwood, we could open teams up very, very easily. And I'm going to explain to you the reason why.
Go on then.
When we have Bruno, it's just one player. So the team, like Arsenal, they can mark him really, really easily. But if we have Van der Beek and Pogba, it's very difficult to mark. It's just like Barcelona in 2011 when they slapped us 3-0. I think it was 3 or 4-0 in the Champions League final because they had 3 or 4 players playing creative football, passing the ball and opening games up. And I just don't understand why Ollie didn't play like this against Chelsea, and he didn't play Van der Beek, Pogba and Bruno against Chelsea, and he doesn't start these 3 people on a regular basis. I don't understand why.
Wow. Do you support Ollie still?
I do support Ollie, but sometimes I see he got no brain cells. So it's true. That's what I believe.
He's got no praise. Safe, you're a legend. Thank you very much for calling the show, bro. Makes me laugh. Comment here from Baz who says, "All right, Safe, Terry, lock your back doors." 100%, bro. Terry, do you consider Pogba a great player or a great talent? Let's wait to the end of his career before we call him great. I mean, he has won and scored in a World Cup final. That is greatness in itself. Rack singing in the house. How you doing, bro? Football HD. Hi to you, my friend. Sir Alex here said, "I'd rather have Pogba or Donny on the wing instead of James." That's true. Completely concur with that one, bro. 100%. LFC Rants here says, "I think it will be a draw 1-1. United need to take the game to Leipzig, which Ollie doesn't prefer as he likes to play on the counter more." We'll see what happens. Billy there says, "Damn it, Safe. Lock your back doors, bro. Turn off the location settings." Pav in the comments says, "Safe is such a flip-flop." Safe's just strange. Like, Safe is legitimately strange. You can become a member now if you want to join in with the chat. I've just posted the links there in the comment section, in the live comment section, or you can go into our description below. You can sign up and become a member. Make sure you're signing up to our mailing list as well. Numbers on that keep growing and growing every single day, which is just phenomenal. But make sure you're putting the right information in. Over 200 of you have put the wrong bloody phone numbers in. So you're not going to get the text messages from us because you put your numbers in wrong. Maybe go back in and re-sign with the right number. Like, there's a guy here who signed up. LFC Rants, bro, you signed up, but you haven't put your full number in. You missed the O off the beginning as an example, right? So, yeah, just saying that out. Thank you to Mr. Jackson, Mohammed Habib, John, Brett, is it John Bryan? Thank you very much for signing up. I really do appreciate that. It means a great deal to me. Great show again, proper community. Absolutely, Mark. This is all about the Football Terrace community. Daniel here is a Chelsea fan. One of our members says everyone has their agenda, and we can only clearly see Itest. We can all see Itest's agenda. He hates Ollie and doesn't want him to be manager. Itest his agenda is Stevie Wonder can see it, bruv. Do you know what I mean? Stevie Wonder and Ray Charles are sitting there looking at it, and they can see it a mile away, bruv. It stinks. Like, his agenda smells like morning breath, bruv. It's like, ooh, damn. Morning breath after like ate a bag of garlic and then he breathing on you in the morning. One of them ones there. Leipzig will set up differently against United and it will punish them. Do you think, LFC Sonny, that will happen? Listen, if we beat Leipzig tomorrow, it's pole position for Man United. I think we'll get back-to-back wins regardless against Istanbul. And if we can win tomorrow and then beat them that team back-to-back, which I think we will, that'll be 12 points and qualified. Hopefully win the group. Happy days. Sir Alex Ferguson here says, "I think we have the squad to win the league. We just need a manager who plays attacking football to get the best out of our players, since our players are our best players are the forwards and the attacking midfielders." Z in the house here, one of our regular callers, says, "Ollie in, United way or no way. 7 years missing, and the rivals are still our sons." Which is pretty true. Winter Surfer here says, "Itest has tunnel vision in getting Ollie out, and nothing will change his mind. He'll keep moving goalposts until he's right." Yeah, and what's interesting with Itest is I want him to, next time I have him on, I'm going to get him to explain in granular detail what he wants from a manager, behaviors. I'm going to write it all down. We're going to put it on the wall, and then when the manager that comes in that he likes does any of them things, we can ask him to criticize and see if he does, and see whether or not he changes his direction, which he's likely to do. Most people do. Make sure you're smashing that like button, people. Really important to us you get that done. Diogo Jota masterclass tonight. Yeah, look, remember 7 p.m. tonight, we've got that Chelsea show going on. I will be doing match reactions to the Champions League games when they finish as well. But 7 p.m. for an hour, that Chelsea show is going to be on. So make sure you are here tuning in to that live. Listen, everyone who's tuned in today, it means a great deal to us that you've gone and got that done. You can become a member, like I've said, by signing up. You can sign up to our mail list as well. All of the live streams that I do will go member-only chat for the last 10 to 15 minutes, each and every single show that we do, to pay homage to our members who trust me when I tell you what we've got in the pipeline for you. Huge. When I had the call today in the meeting about it, I'm blown away by how big this could be for us. But my one demand into who we're dealing with now is we're not leaving the community behind. The community is the most important element to us. And without our community, we're dead. You are the most important people. Our members, our super chatters, our commenters, our general viewers as well. You're all so important to us. Of course, we pay homage to the people that pay and contribute, because what we're about to launch has been made possible by our members. So I'll always pay homage to that. LFC Rancis says, Terry, what do you think of Ollie moving to the 4-4-2 diamond formation? I like the idea of it. I just think we need to test it against lesser opponents. And the time to test a completely new formation wasn't after getting beat 6-1 by Tottenham. I think what Ollie did was the right thing, created stability, stopped us conceding, won us some good games. And I think after this difficult little run we're on, then you can look at the possibility of changing a system. I think doing it after losing 6-1 could have been suicidal. That'd be my view. Listen, smash that like button, please, ladies and gentlemen. Until next time, take care of yourselves. Good night, good day, God bless, and we'll see you all again very, very soon.